when you're using especially worms and finesse fishing to make sure that they hang straight. So what I'll do, just for the sake, for those of you that maybe haven't used plastic worms before, I'm going to explain some things. I'm going to take the hook right out of it, even though it's not really good to pass the hook several times through a fish. First of all, this is a worm hook. So if you're going to fish plastic worms, you should really be using a plastic worm hook. Now the reason it's a plastic worm hook, you can see that it's got a pretty big bend and it's really big. So this is actually a 3/0 hook. Now you'll also notice that the knot that I've tied has a loop on it. So that allows the worm to swim. When you pull it and you give it slack line, it actually goes from side to side. So I didn't do a tight knot, okay? That's kind of like a surgeon's loop that I've used on there. And what I have about a 2 feet long leader of 20-pound test fluorocarbon. And then I have my Suffix 832 braid, and it happens to be 10-pound test. The line diameter, 4-pound test. That's why you see me set the hook 2-3 times sometimes. Now the reason I've got 20-pound is because when you're fishing some of the timber in here, and you do get a big bass on like that, it can take you under the logs just like the one that I had, and I was able to pull it out. Also, there are pike in here. And with the 20-pound, you've got a little bit better chance of landing a pike than without using a leader or using a lighter leader. So here's my worm. You'll see that these trigger X, the way they come, the tail end is narrow, it comes to a point. The head, or the front of the worm, has a flat area. So that's the area that we want to put the worm in. So I'm going to place the hook in the center of the worm. And I'm going to go in about a 1/2 inch. Okay? So that's about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to take the whole hook and I'm going to pass it through. You'll notice the knot is going inside until that little corner of the hook comes out. Literally, that's where I want the hook inside the worm so that it's straight. So I'll put it back here. I'll put it in the worm, and I'll make sure that it's nice and comfortable. And that's pretty well the plastic worm put on straight.